Well, hello everyone and welcome back once again. As always, appreciate you stopping by. So Evan and I are outside early this morning, making kindling bundles, fire starters, kindling, and as you've seen there in the opening clips, he was splitting up the remaining oak rounds from the big oak tree from across the road. That is the end of those, and we are getting another order ready for his restaurant customer. Now, didn't tape it all. There's a lot of stuff that you guys don't see behind the scenes, but wanted to bring you all along here today. Didn't want to bring you all along for all of the not so fun stuff of this, but we got the truck loaded up, which you can't see here behind me, and we are going to be getting next door to take down an oak tree, hopefully. I'm going to be going on vacation here week after next, and we're trying to get everything ready so that way we're prepared to leave. Evan is going to be filling up the restaurant customer's rack up there, and he will be giving him a call this week to let him know he might want to take another order because both him and I are going to be gone. We're going to go up to the UP and enjoy some time up at Mackinac Island. So with that being said, it's prepare time. We're trying to get ready, so stick with me. If I'm able to make it next door today, which I plan on it, we got a nice cool 65-degree morning here, and that has been rare as of lately. So we plan on getting over there and dropping an oak tree, and we're going to bring you all along. So stick with us. All right, everybody, look who found their way back to the wood yard. For those of you who watch all the time, you know this is my son, Evan. He's been on vacation down at the Gulf Shores. How'd that go, Evan?
Went good. Really fun.
So he's back to work. He's getting a restaurant order ready here because, as I said, that was the last of our oak rounds. So if this does not fill this rack, we are definitely getting next door to cut another tree down. And the perfect thing about this is as we were splitting that, how long has that been cut, Evan? Probably 6 months. Those rounds have been sitting there.
Could be longer.
At least 6 months. I'm horrible with time. 6 months, and that bark was popping right off of it. And as you know, this restaurant customer likes this to be barkless. So Evan's adding oak to the remaining third hickory, which is what the customer calls for. This last delivery I actually made while Evan was gone, and he wanted all oak. So that's why we kind of ran down on oak, but we're going to get that taken care of. So I'm going to speed this up. He's going to get this stacked, and we'll bring you back when we get next door. Well, all right, everybody. Evan and I are both over here on location, and there's going to be a change of plans. I don't know if y'all can hear it, but the wind has picked up because we must have had a front blow by us here an hour or so ago. You could see the clouds back there. And let me just show you what we're dealing with here. Now, for those of you that watch, you've heard this before, but this is going to be a new field opening. And this is how close we are to the road. Oak tree right here, and the wind is blowing directly toward the road. So common sense is going to kick in and tell me to wait on that. So what we are going to do, there's a couple mulberry trees. We're going to take them down because they're leaning the right way. There's no way they could fall this way with the oak there. And we're just going to kind of clean up around it and get it prepped and ready. We'll either come back this evening or first thing in the morning. But when you're dealing with a tree that is this close to the road, even though we were going to hook a rope up in it and hook it to the Silverado there and persuade it to go that way. I think it's just too risky. And I'm noticing there's poison ivy in it. And we really do not want to get poison ivy before we head to the beach for vacation. So we're going to clean up around the bottom. And we're also dealing with, I don't know if y'all can see it, there is wire in the base of this tree. So that's going to be another question. We always cut these trees up high. And a lot of people in the comments when we're cutting over here says, why do you cut those trees that high? You're wasting wood. Two reasons. There's fence lines running through all of these trees, so I'm trying to save a chain. And the farmer wants to be able to come in here with an excavator and have some leverage to pull them stumps out. So that's why we leave them high, to answer your question. So we're going to set up, probably put this in time lapse and get this brush cleaned up. And if possible, we'll bring you back this evening. All right, everybody, I moved you back here in a little safer spot. So I took that back mulberry off, and that's going to enable me to go around. I've already got this one notched, and it should come right this way. So I'm going to go around behind the oak tree and that other mulberry so I'm safe and notch it. Hopefully it comes this way. Let's do it. Well, guys, you might have noticed when I cut them last couple pieces, this chain was really loose. And this is a chain that was off my old MS-290 that had a little bit of life left in it, but I think it's stretched. I'm pretty sure I'm all the way out of adjustment here on the 261. We're going to look. Yeah, I'm all the way out of adjustment, so there's no sense in tearing my bar up. I'm going to set this one to the side and grab the 400 and finish that up. No sense in taking a chance on ruining this expensive bar. So on to the third chainsaw. Alright everybody, as usual, like I said before, the goal for the day has changed. We got a nice little pile of mulberry here. Got the 194 in hand. And you can see this first one right here that we dropped down. Now, like I said before, there's fence tangled all through here. I'm going to notch this and just have Evan jerk that first one through all this brush. It's up there, hung up in treetops and stuff. So instead of fighting that, we're going to hook onto that with a truck and jerk it out in the edge, up into the opening and work with it up there, get out of this poison ivy. And then this one right here next to the oak, I think I'm going to go ahead and try to drop it. I'm going to drop it toward the road, but we're going to have a cable hooked to it. So as soon as it falls, I'm going to have him take off with it and jerk that one out there in the opening as well. So if nothing else today, we are getting it prepped and the oak tree will be ready to come down when the conditions are in my favor. So if you noticed, Evan wasn't in there a lot. He's more allergic to poison ivy than me. So I'm trying to keep him out of that area over there. That's why we're going to drag these up and it's just going to be easier. So let's get to it. cut that just below that crotch right there, so that way we can just snap this, pull it out here. That's how you do it right there. Hey, go ahead and get in position and we're going to pull it up that edge. I got the rope. Okay. Well, that worked. That one's up there out of the way. I'm gonna go ahead, he's gonna back up, we're gonna get hooked onto this one, I'm gonna drop it toward the road and he's gonna drag it through. We hope that's the plan. If not, I'll be ready to trim the ends off, but it does not look like those branches up there, they're not real long. It does not look like either of them will even make it to the road. So let's get this one down and call it a day. I noticed you weren't going to be able to pull it because of that.
That stump.
Well, that could have been bad. There was one limb up in this oak tree that I didn't see. And it was, you can see the splatter out in the road, but it was hanging about right out here in the road. So real quick, I got it sawed off before. I mean, it was the very tips, but I didn't want a car to come around there and freak out. So as you can see, there's cars on this road. That's what it's for. But didn't go as planned. I was trying to get it to stand up for a bit and then have Evan go ahead and pull it. But this mulberry just snapped, and when it did, see if I can get into position. Sorry about that. It fell down behind, so couldn't pull it through those other stumps, which is no big deal. But the smartest thing to do would have had someone go up in the road and block the road. But like I said, it was just like 3 feet of the very tips of this little stuff, but enough to freak somebody out if they'd have come flying around that corner on that straightaway. But it's on the ground. Okay, go slow and stay to your left. There you go. Well, there you go, everybody. Today's video is proof of I am not doing how-to videos, but sometimes what not to do videos. A little bit risky on my part, and I fully admit that. But it's hard to tell, but that mulberry went up and it wide parallel with the road, and the ends didn't seem like they were much further than that, which wouldn't have put them on the road. But what I didn't know was there was one more limb that was going straight up, and when it fell, like I said, it was at least 3 feet out in the road. Nothing much bigger than your pinky, but enough to scare the crap out of somebody if they'd have come around that corner. So here's what we got. We got an oak tree that's standing by itself now. Goal accomplished. We got a brush pile. We got a nice pile of rounds started there. And Evan drug the first tree there and the second one right there. So as you seen the truck leave, if that camera caught that, he had to go home because we have a firewood customer called wanting some firewood. And he went home to get them loaded up. So guys, I think I'm going to wrap this one up. Hopefully the next time you see me, we'll have the right conditions to take this oak tree down, which is going to be the future restaurant smoking wood for Evan. So that's going to be it for this one, everybody. Appreciate you being here as always. Even though today's video was a little sketchy, or it looked sketchier than what it was, we got the job done, and a little bit more work to do up here. So appreciate y'all being here, and until next time, get outside. See ya.